UFC Nashville has just wrapped up. Derek Lewis versus Teixeira. I'm literally just making this right after just watching it. And, bro, look at Derek Lewis finding that knockout shot against Teixeira. First of all, this card in general is actually pretty good. I'm like looking back at the card. There's a lot of like first round finishes. A lot of them. And some of these performances actually surprised me. First of all, I don't know how I was doing so good on this card. I feel like the card wasn't hard to pick. But the main event, guys, this shocked me for two reasons. Nigga said two. First reason is Lewis actually isn't bad. He's very reactive and he's really good at drawing people in with bait. Now, I feel like that big thing everyone's going to talk about, like my chat was spamming like bad stoppage. I did think the stoppage was a little bit stupid, but you got to remember Teixeira literally grabbed the cage to get up. Like, I feel like the best thing to do there would probably be to like take points. Maybe even like not even just points. I know usually it's a warning, but I feel like if you're rocked and you're using something, like you're grabbing the cage or something, even if you're in a choke or something and you're like hooking the glove completely to get out of there, that warrants something significant without like there's no warning into that. That's just straight up like you did something wrong, dog. Like you got to get a point deduction or two. You know, ultimately they made like the referee made this choice to just stop it completely, which obviously Teixeira wasn't out, but you did cheat to get up. Like you are cheating in the process of trying to get up. It just comes down to like, should we punish him with cheating or stopping the fight? I do probably think stopping the fight was the wrong option, but then again, who cares? Because if this fucking Teixeira guy won, we wouldn't have got a fun little fucking, I don't know, post-fight. Bro, Derek Lewis still maintains the best post-fight interviews, like, compared to every other fighter. I don't know what it is. He's just really good at it. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Listen. Lewis goes in there. He shows that he's still a hard-hitting heavyweight. And that's what we like to see from Lewis. I don't care to see this. Teixeira, I don't think he's horrible, but like I feel like everyone knew this fight was going to end in the first round. It's just who's going to do it. I really thought Teixeira's length was going to play to his advantage, but Lewis did a really good job drawing him in from like fake eye poke. I think the eye poke was real, but like drawing him in with attacks and then landing something big. Left hook was clean. Derek Lewis puts him to sleep. Great win from Derek Lewis. Stoppage, who cares? He won. So moving on from that. Co-main event. I'll be real. As someone who had $80 on Bonf, I did think Stephen Wonderboy Thompson won this fight. And I think this because it was 1-1. I think everyone knew it was 1-1 going to this fight. Bonf won the first round pretty clearly. Wonderboy won the second. Even in the second, though, Bonf checked the leg kick and he opened this. Bro, the cut on Wonderboy when he opened up was crazy. Wonderboy looked good on the feet. Then comes the third round. He's still throwing the head kick, still being active. There wasn't anything significantly landed in the third round except for when Wonderboy threw a kick, like almost like a head kick. It lands on Bonf as he's trying to go for a takedown. Bonf eats it, but that's the most significant thing to score. After that, Bonf went straight to the wrestling and kind of held him for like the remainder, like I don't know, maybe 2 minutes or 1 minute 30, something like that. But he didn't do a single thing. Matter of fact, while Bonf was controlling Wonderboy was kind of peppering up like you fucking like little like you know what I'm saying, like get off me punches. That was the only thing happening. I don't think we should value control time. Yeah, dude, that was fucking cowabunga. Great control time. Listen, and as someone who likes wrestling and likes like, you know, I like that aspect. At least be doing something behind the control rather than just going in there and like kind of being insistent on just control time is going to win you the fight. I don't think that should be normalized. We should not normalize control time, valuing control time over like a significant strike. Like I do think the head kick was enough for Wonderboy alone in that third round to win. Is this a robbery? No, I don't think it's a robbery because like I said, I could see either way. At the end of the fight, I was like, I could see it either way, but I'm probably going to give it to Wonderboy as someone who has fucking money on Bonf. So I do think Wonderboy won. Wonderboy at 42. One thing about the karate style is that like the speed doesn't go away. The skill doesn't go away. You keep it for the rest of your career. So at 42, he still looks okay, which is not surprising to me. You know, but he just loses another one to a really good up-and-comer. Look at who he's been fighting, guys. Like, look at Wonderboy's schedule, last couple schedules. Bonf, Buckley, Shavkat. Like, this guy gets no easy fights. Just know that. So, he's going against all these marauders. He's performing well. You got to respect Wonderboy. I did think he won this, so I kind of feel bad for him. But he is 42. Maybe the UFC doesn't want to give him any wins that are close. Give it to the young guy. I don't know. I do think Wonderboy won. This fight surprised me. I did pick Garcia. I was a little bit insistent that Garcia was probably going to get it done, but it surprised me about how volume heavy and pressure heavy Garcia was, especially as the fight was continuing. One thing about Garcia I was scared of is that Garcia is going to win the first two, but start fading as Calvin Kattar starts to wake up, because Kattar sometimes has the habit of like almost waking up and advancing and improving. After these like early round, doing stuff. Garcia is known for like knocking people out, so I never really seen his gas tank, but I really felt like Cater was gonna wake up and start putting on him as the fight elongated. But Garcia was doing it to Cater. He was walking Cater down. Guys, when I say featherweight prospect, keep your eye on Garcia. He's not like the most pretty as far as like aesthetically. He doesn't look the most pleasing, but those stomps, the boxing of him, the forward pressure, the relentlessness, the fight spirit, the chin. This guy's good, and yet he couldn't finish Cater, but he had Cater hurting many times. He had a 5-fight knockout streak before that. Like, now he's on a 6-fight win streak with 5 knockouts. He's probably going to knock out his next opponent. Not everyone's a Calvin Cater durable, or Calvin Cater fight IQ, or fucking experience. This guy's a problem, and I actually see him being a problem in the top 5 of featherweight. Yeah. Steve Garcia, bro. The fucking Mexican. Look at him, bro. He's fucking, yeah. He looks like fucking, like a tank, man. He has like the most Benil Dariush-esque, I don't know how to explain it. Like, just the calmness and like chill about him. He was even talking mad chill in the post-fight interview, but I like him, real bad energy, brother, He was putting on Cater, bro. I was like, Shibal, watching that fight. Shiba. Cater just couldn't, it seemed like Cater didn't want to be there sometimes. But Cater never gave up. Cater's still durable. So he tested the metal of Garcia, but Garcia really showed me that he's a finisher. Even though he didn't get the finish, he showed me that he's always chasing it. So Steve Garcia, definitely a problematic guy, and keep your eye on this guy. I think he's a future featherweight top 5 for sure. This fight was very competitive, very interesting, and Morgan Sher pulled it out the fire because it was first round Morgan, second round Nate, and Nate was pulling away. I'll give Nate the train credit, guys. He started pulling away at a point. Like, I started like, I think he's going to pull away. He's probably going to get Morgan. Even at the start of the third round, Nate was just getting everyone hyped, like walking down Morgan. But push came to shove, brother. He got pushed around and shoved. Big looping punches. Like, first Morgan hurts him, then starts throwing from the equator, from the sun, from fucking everywhere. He's looping the hell out of these punches, trying to kill him. It kind of looked like Ngannou Rosenstrike, just throwing to fucking finish him, and he caught Nate, put Nate down, and Nate being someone who doesn't get knocked out easily, this was a very impressive performance by Sher. Sher is not very impressive to me as far as featherweight goes. Like, for example, Sher is featherweight, so is Garcia. Garcia will melt Sher badly, so they're both featherweight fights, but there's definitely a different, distinct skill gap between the winner of both of these fights. Sher is not bad. He's not a bad prospect, I guess, but he's just nothing to be ooh and ah about, but he does have power. Power has always be his thing, Power very significant. He showed it against Nate the Train, who's not someone who's easily chinned. Well done, Morgan Sher, but I'm not impressed by your performance. Victor Patrino, heavyweight debut here against Austin Lane. I thought it was going to be like a more of a striking match, but Victor Patrino showed that, listen, brother, heavyweight, I'm heavier, I'm strong a little bit, maybe handsome. I don't know if handsome, I don't know, brother. It's your opinion. But he went in there, got into the full mount really easily, and kind of bullied him into submission. I was like, Austin Lane, for like a big guy off his back, he looks lost. We're gonna talk about people who look lost off their back in a couple fights, or I think the next fight before under this. But Austin Lane just didn't look like he knew what he was doing in the grappling, and Patrino didn't even look like that crazy in the grappling. More so that like, I just know what I'm doing more than you, and I'm strong physically. So he put him in a submission. It was kind of easy wraps. And he put Lane away with a rear naked choke, I believe it was. So Victor Patrino still looking good. Maybe heavyweight's more his weight class than light heavyweight. More time will tell, but against Austin Lane, I don't want to say he was tested, so I don't really have an opinion yet. But Victor Patrino, definitely solid. When I say no grappling, and when I say the lowest level MMA fight of all time, brother, welcome Junior Tafa, welcome Tokos, brother. Tokos went in there, thought he was trying to put the beats on him like Dr. Dre, and he tried to. But guys, I really want to preface how bad the Tafa brothers are. These might be the worst brother duos in the planet Earth. I believe me with my grappling experience, which is fucking zilch, I could take this guy down and control him. Size parity. I believe so. He's so lost on the ground. He's like a fish out of water. And Tokos looks horrible. Chad, he did not look any better. This is like, I'm telling you, this is a battle of who's worse. It wasn't a battle of who's better. On this night, Tafa happened to be worse. Tafa is still notorious for his no round endurance, like 1 round endurance maximum. Second round, he actually comes out and actually hurts Tokos and still couldn't put him away. Tokos scores a takedown while he's hurt, and then after a long time, he just finally gets a finish. Like, after a long awaited finish as well, because it seemed like he always had control of Tafa, and Tafa just looked lost. So eventually Tafa gets tapped out. No surprise. Tafa needs to just never come back. These brothers are really bad, and Tokos, you're really bad too. Can't lie, but Tafa happened to be worse. But I did get this prediction right, so I was a little bit proud about the underdog pick here. But still, Tokos, brother, pack it up, dog. This fight was good. This fight should not have been split decision. I had a 1-1 going into the third, and Chris Curtis definitely won the third. I thought they were going to rob Chris Curtis for a second. He's such a crybaby, dude. If he wasn't a crybaby, he'd actually be really likable. Chris Curtis is a Sean Strickland. Just take it with the teep kicks, make him a little bit more hittable, and make him always duck down instead of leaning back like Strickland. And boom, you got Chris Curtis. Not that, not his style's not as effective in the early rounds, but eventually he will kind of welt on you and overwhelm you. Griffin was using way too much movement. I think he thought he could move like that for the entirety of the fight, but the truth of the matter is he couldn't. And then eventually Chris Curtis got to him, kind of broke him. I don't know how it was split. Maybe he's just so annoying to the judges that judges like, fuck this guy. But yeah, I'm proud of Curtis. Definitely earned that win. And Griffin needs to pack it up. He didn't look that good to me. I was proud to get this one right too, bro. I cooked on this card. I can't lie. My predictions, except for the main event, but my predictions were going crazy. But Jake Matthews, I knew he was going to be Chitty, bro. I went against the Nigerian here, bro. I just knew Jake Matthews was more well-rounded. I did not know Matthews was going to make it look as easy as he looked. Bro, Chitty came out just spamming his kicks, looked actually pretty solid, but ultimately Jake Matthews went in there, put it on him, beat him up pretty comfortably, and yeah, Jake Matthews just showed levels, brother. That's all it really was, levels. Finished him really quick submission. Another first round submission, which is a lot, like a common trend in this card, I feel like. So congrats, Jake Matthews. Put the beats on him. Lauren Murphy and Eduarda Mora. First of all, Mora is so bad. She's good looking bad, but she's also just shit at the fighting. Lauren Murphy, she lost the first 2 rounds, but the 3rd round she came on strong, and she retired on a high note. You know, like, people in my chat were making fun of him. No one cares about Lauren Murphy this time in the 3rd. Listen, man. At the end of the day, she did what she had to do, and she showed fucking championship medal in the last round. She showed that, like, I've been in championship fights before, you know. I went in there and she outworked Mora, who just sucks to me. But yeah, she's retired. Happy retirement. The crowd was behind it, which was kind of cool. But yeah, it's a women's MMA. Who gives a fuck? This fight surprised me. This is the other fight I got wrong. The main event in this one, bro. Walter Walker's not bad, you know. He's actually. Oh, I just smashed my keyboard. He's actually not bad to me, guys. Listen, Walker, you can't say it's a coincidence. I remember saying before this fight, I was like, he's not going to actually heel hook Nezuchuku again, bro. This is not happening. He's just, yeah, he's coming off 2 back-to-back, but that's a fluke. He gave up a dominant position to jump on a heel hook, and he scored it really quickly, too. And it wasn't a panic tap like I think Daniel Cormier said. No, he had his ankle fucking inverted. Almost broke that shit off the fucking ligament. That ligament almost teared. His ACL, MCL area. That shit had me cringing. Walter Walker is going to snatch ankles. Tom Asmo, be careful. Bro, he's fighting like a real bad man. I actually don't know how good he really is, but it can't be coincidental, guys. Does it in 54 seconds against Nezuchuku, who I thought was coming into himself at heavyweight. He kind of just walked him down in the feet as well before that little, ankle submission. So Walter Walker, he's very mysterious. Keep your eye on him. Dark horse of the heavyweight division. He looked so bad in his first fight, but since then just evolved. This guy's taking ankles, taking names, and he's taking that belt back home when he goes against Tom Asno. It's like, nah, I don't know, but I'm actually interested to see him in more fights because he looks very good. Walter Walker, definitely keep your eye on this fucking Johnny Walker, better version of his fucking brother, because this guy's should have been the gassed up brother from the get-go. Mike Davis, Mitch Ramirez. This is actually a really good fight. Mike Davis showed great grappling first round. The second round just showed dog and boxing and power, and he ultimately knocked out Mitch Ramirez, who was kind of game. Good performance by Beast Boy. Don't really care too much for him as a fighter. I don't really care what he's going to do next, but he's definitely had a good performance against Mitch. Good knockout by him. And then Fatima Klein, of course, went against this Mexican/Asian looking shorty, beat her up. Great win by Fatima Klein. Don't care, it's WMMA, but overall good card. Next week is the Max Holloway Dustin Poirier card, so I can't wait to start kind of taking a deeper dive at that. I didn't really care too much about this card, but ironically, pretty good card, good finishes, good first rounds, and Derek Lewis strikes again, bro. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and God bless. 2.